Did you know that nearly 1 in 5 adults in the US experience anxiety every year? That's about 40 million people struggling with racing thoughts, constant worry, and feelings of unease. Even more shocking, research shows that we spend almost 47% of our waking hours lost in thought, often trapped in overthinking. If you've ever found yourself caught in this loop, constantly replaying scenarios or worrying about what's next, you're not alone. But here's the good news: you don't have to stay stuck in that mental chaos. In this video, we'll reveal simple, yet powerful, strategies to break free from the grip of anxiety and overthinking. You'll learn how to pause your thoughts, embrace the messiness of your mind, and even reprogram your brain to focus on calm, not chaos. So if you're ready to take control of your thoughts and find peace in the present moment, keep watching. Let's dive in and start turning your mind from a whirlwind into a place of calm. Chapter 1: The Pause Button. Mastering the art of stopping your thoughts. One of the most powerful techniques for combating overthinking is learning to pause. Think of it as pressing a pause button in your mind. Research shows that practicing mindfulness for even a few minutes can interrupt the flow of anxious thoughts and reduce stress. A simple exercise like the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique can work wonders. Here's how. Start by noticing 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. By focusing on your senses, you take your mind off anxious thoughts. This exercise shifts your attention from what's happening in your head to the present moment. It's like resetting your brain. Studies have found that just 10 minutes of mindful breathing can lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone, by up to 20%. Breathing deeply for a few minutes helps you tap into the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation. So, next time your mind starts to race, breathe deeply and pause. Remember, it's not about stopping your thoughts completely, it's about giving yourself space between them. You're not trying to silence your mind, but instead creating a moment of clarity. That's where the magic happens. Chapter 2: Unlocking the Power of Imperfection. Embrace your mental mess. It's easy to believe that mindfulness means a perfectly calm, clear mind. But let's face it, that's impossible. The truth is, mindfulness isn't about clearing your mind. It's about accepting whatever shows up, without judgment. You don't have to be perfect, and your thoughts don't have to be good for mindfulness to work. In fact, embracing your mental mess can help you feel more peaceful. Instead of trying to force thoughts away, allow them to be there. When we accept our thoughts without pushing them away, they lose their power. A study by Harvard University shows that being non-judgmental and accepting of our thoughts can actually lower anxiety. There's a book by Tara Brach, Radical Acceptance, that emphasizes how accepting ourselves, flaws and all, can bring inner peace. She writes, "The most fundamental ground of mindfulness is the simple act of letting go and accepting the present moment, just as it is. By welcoming your thoughts and feelings instead of fighting them, you stop giving them power. You might feel anxious at times, and that's okay. It's part of being human. When you stop battling your thoughts, you allow them to pass through without getting stuck in your mind." So, the next time you catch yourself overthinking, remind yourself, there's no such thing as a perfect mind. Simply observe your thoughts, without labeling them as good or bad. Chapter 3: Anxiety Detox. Reprogramming your brain with positive inputs. What we expose our minds to matters. Anxiety can be triggered by negative inputs, like stressful news or toxic environments. On the flip side, positive inputs can reprogram your brain and reduce anxiety. Let's call it an anxiety detox. By detoxing your mind, you can reduce the constant chatter that leads to overthinking. One way to start is by listening to soothing sounds. Studies show that listening to nature sounds, like ocean waves or rainfall, can reduce stress levels. In fact, a study in the Journal of Environmental Psychology found that just 5 minutes of nature sounds can improve focus and relaxation. Visualization is another powerful tool. Picture a place that makes you feel calm. It could be a beach, a forest, or your favorite cozy spot at home. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine yourself there. This simple practice can reset your emotional state and bring peace to your overactive mind. And here's an interesting fact: listening to binaural beats, which are audio tracks designed to sync your brainwaves with different frequencies, can also help reduce anxiety. Research has shown that listening to binaural beats for just 30 minutes can lower anxiety levels by 30%. It's like giving your brain a little tune-up. Another idea is to practice gratitude daily. Write down 3 things you're thankful for every day. It may sound simple, but research from psychological science found that practicing gratitude can boost happiness and reduce anxiety. Positive thoughts don't just make you feel better in the moment, they can actually reshape your brain over time, making it easier to stay calm. By choosing to fill your mind with positive, calming inputs, you create a new default for your thoughts. Your brain will start to naturally shift toward peace instead of stress. And the best part? You're in control. If you're finding these tips helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next chapters, where we'll explore even more strategies to help you calm your mind and tackle overthinking. Chapter 4: Mindful Movement. When thoughts won't sit still. Let your body do the work when your mind is racing with thoughts. Sometimes the best way to regain control is by moving your body. Mindful movement connects your body and mind, helping you break the cycle of overthinking. Research shows that moving your body reduces anxiety and helps your brain shift focus. Physical activity increases the release of endorphins, which are natural stress relievers. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, ADAA, regular physical exercise can reduce anxiety by as much as 30%. Whether it's a walk, a dance, or yoga, moving your body helps clear your mind. You don't need to do an intense workout to feel the benefits. Simple movements can make a big difference. For example, walking in nature has been shown to reduce anxiety and improve mood. A study published in Psychology Science found that a 20-minute walk through a natural environment lowered anxiety and boosted creativity. One great way to practice mindful movement is by doing yoga. Studies show that yoga can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. The mindful breathing involved in yoga encourages your mind to focus on the present, rather than getting lost in overthinking. As you stretch and breathe, you help your body release stored tension, which in turn helps ease mental tension. Even a quick stretch during the day can help. Try this. Stand up, stretch your arms above your head, and take deep breaths. Focus solely on the sensation of stretching. It's a simple practice, but it brings you back to your body and out of your mind. So, when you feel trapped in anxious thoughts, get moving. A walk, a few yoga poses, or even just standing up and stretching can shift your focus and calm your mind. Chapter 5: The Thought Jar. Turning your mind into a safe space. What if you could take your anxious thoughts and store them away, out of sight, whenever they become too overwhelming? The thought jar method is a creative way to help manage overthinking. The idea is simple: write your anxious thoughts down on paper and place them in a jar. This technique works because it allows you to physically separate yourself from your thoughts. By putting your thoughts in the jar, you're telling your mind that it's okay to let them go for now. A study from the Journal of Behavior Therapy and Experimental Psychiatry found that writing down thoughts reduces anxiety and helps people feel more in control. The process of writing down your thoughts allows you to take them out of your head and organize them. This makes it easier to address them later, without letting them consume your mind. When you take a moment to jot down your worries, it gives you permission to set them aside. The thought jar also works as a form of mental decluttering. When your mind is cluttered with racing thoughts, it's hard to focus. But by writing those thoughts down, you free up mental space to focus on the present moment. Over time, this practice teaches your brain that it can trust you to take care of its worries later. You don't need a fancy jar, just any container will work. And you don't even need to read the notes in the jar right away. The act of writing itself is therapeutic. A simple notebook or a box will do. Try writing down 1 or 2 worries each day and place them in your jar. You may be surprised at how effective this method can be in quieting the mind. Chapter 6: From Overthinking to Flow State. How to build a routine of calm. Overthinking is often a result of being too focused on the future or the past. The key to reducing anxiety is to shift your focus to the present moment. And the best way to do this is by cultivating a flow state. Flow is that magical feeling when you're completely absorbed in what you're doing, whether it's work, a hobby, or a conversation. To get into a flow state, you need to build a routine that supports calm and focus. Consistency is key. A study published in Psychological Science showed that people who practiced mindfulness every day experienced lower levels of anxiety and greater emotional balance. By creating a daily routine that encourages mindfulness, you train your brain to focus on the task at hand. Start by creating small habits that anchor you in the present. It could be as simple as starting your day with 5 minutes of deep breathing, or taking a short walk during lunch. By adding these micro-mindfulness practices into your day, you can break the cycle of overthinking. One powerful strategy is to start a morning ritual. This sets the tone for your entire day. Many people who practice mindfulness make a habit of journaling, meditating, or stretching when they first wake up. A study from the University of California found that people who practiced morning mindfulness experienced greater clarity and less stress throughout the day. Another way to achieve flow is by practicing a hobby that fully engages you. Whether it's painting, knitting, or playing an instrument, hobbies that require focus can help you escape the spiral of anxious thoughts. These activities allow you to lose yourself in the present moment, which naturally reduces anxiety. The key is to build a routine that calms the mind and helps you focus on the present. With consistency, you'll train your brain to enter a flow state more easily, making it easier to avoid the trap of overthinking. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed these strategies, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on tips to help you live a more mindful, peaceful life.